Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Flipping Furniture. My name is Monica and I am the founder and creator of Girasol Vintage. So I've had this flip top in my inventory for a little while, and I actually got it from one of the owners at the Newburgh Vintage Emporium where I am a vendor. I think this might actually be an antique, but it's been sitting in their space for a while, so I'm gonna give it a makeover. As you can see, it has a ton of scratches, but we are gonna sand down this beauty and we are going to save it from the trash. Also, if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. As always, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning the entire piece with some crud cutter and plenty of water. Whether you're painting or staining, you still have to make sure to remove any grease or grime from your piece. Trust me, I learned the hard way not to skip the step. After letting my piece dry, I started sanding it down. Now my plan here is to sand down the old finish and some of the scratches, but not all. Mainly because I want to be able to keep the old essence of the table. It's not meant to be brand new. This makeover is going to be a little bit of an industrial / rustic transformation. So, in order to do this, I went ahead and started sanding down with 120 grit sandpaper. And then I went up to 180 and finally 220. I didn't sand down the base like I did the top, but I still scuff sanded the entire base just to make sure that I have a consistent texture throughout the entire table. And we're ready for paint. I'm only going to be painting the base of the table because I'm planning to stain the top. I still had a little bit left paint from the green record cabinet that I did a few months ago, which by the way, once you're done watching this video, go ahead and check it out. It's really cool. It's a really cool piece and it sold the same day it was put on the floor at the vintage shop. This color is called Collard Greens by Dixie Belle, but don't worry about remembering any of the information from the products I'm using for this video because I am going to link them down below. And before I forget to tell you, I did do 2 full coats of this paint. So here's a little tip. If you are painting round areas, right? Not basically if you're painting anything that is not flat, I do recommend using this round brush from Zebra or, whichever company you want to buy them from, that's fine. But I do recommend that you use the one that's round. It's just so much better. It's going to leave very, very minimal brush strokes, and I don't know, I personally find it very easy to use on surfaces such as the base on this table. I am going to be using Wood Stain by Varathane in the shade Light Walnut. It's a bit scary at first, but it turned out great at the end. Now you can certainly use a sponge applicator or a lint-free rag to apply the stain. You're also going to need a clean rag, or in my case, I used a shop paper towel to remove any extra stain that was not absorbed. Now some stains have different drying times, and I believe this one does say that it's dry in 2 hours, which I don't see how that's possible. I just don't like to risk it when I'm using any oil-based materials, so this is just my rule, obviously. I always let them dry for 24 hours before I apply any top coat. For this next part, I'm going to be using a mesh sanding pad that I obviously don't use anymore because it's really old. And I'm going to be using this to create a little distressing in some of the areas, some of the edges of the table where the distressing would occur naturally. For the last part of this makeover, I'm going to be using some dark wax by Behr. And the reason why I'm using this and not my usual poly was because I wanted to tone down all the redness from the stain. And it actually worked out with this wax. As you can see here, the wax worked quite well to tone down all the red from the stain, and it actually highlighted the beautiful wood grain. So I was really happy with the result. I let the wax sit for a good 30 minutes and then I buffed it with a lint-free rag. Now I did the same thing with the base, but I used clear wax instead. So I have a little bit of a story time for you guys because when I was waxing the legs of this table, it brought me back a lot of memories of back in 2007. When I served in the military. I actually served from 2007 to 2011 in the Navy. That's where I met my husband. And one of the first things that you have to learn how to do in boot camp is to shine your boots. Your boots have to be shiny, very, very, very shiny. So I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a pro at shining furniture, and it mostly comes from being able to shine my boots in boot camp. We have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave my channel some love, and I'll see you guys next time for another furniture flip. Bye-bye.